What is up? What is up? This is everybody. This is Mark with the Mike, and there's another The Game of Rage podcast by Wrestling Link. I'm Mark with the Mike. I'm joined by Tenacious T.
You know I'm in the building.
And we are, so far, 16 hours been up.
I mean, this is an average weekend for me. So.
Anyway, we are back with Game of Rage podcast. This is our game. This is our video game podcast. Retro, new, whatever you want to talk about. We talk
It's
about.
video games oriented.
It's as long as it has a controller, we good.
Some things don't have controllers though,
and we're good with those too.
Yeah, handhelds and shit. You know.
Exactly. Anyway, today's cast we're gonna do something different. Instead of picking a console, we kind of had a conversation about just remasters and games that we would like to see on maybe a current gen system or a handheld that we could play on the go or something like that. And kind of, I think Grand Theft Auto kind of hit this topic up of us wanting to see it on the Switch.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, all right, let's talk. And then we conversated. Like, you know what? We should actually talk about this on the cast. So
we're going to run out of consoles eventually.
Yeah, so,
we need to devise other things to talk about.
So we're going to talk about remasters. Some are wish lists of remasters. Some are our favorites. If you have anything that you played that was a remaster that's your favorite. I have quite a few, actually. And
I have a decent list.
We go into that. There's some that are coming out. So if it's something on the list that we are saying, we'll mention it comes out.
Now, I might not know that they did come out with a remaster at some point in time, but if it's not currently available in the last two consoles that came out, then I don't consider it a remaster anymore.
Okay, deal.
Feel me?
It had to come out in PS4.
Had to come out in PS4, not PS3, because PS3 did come out with a decent amount, and I do recall that, and I did look it up. Yeah. But it has to be PS4 or better.
Okay.
Or Xbox One.
Yeah, so that's going to be our conversation for today. But like all our Game of Rage podcasts, we are going to start off with the challenge.
The challenge.
Well, the challenge that was accepted from the last cast. So I got Karate Kid for NES, and you got Super Metroid for
Yes. I'm actually really excited that
Nintendo.
You did choose the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the games as a kid that I never was able to beat.
It was annoying.
Oh, I believe
Very
it.
Very annoying.
I believe it. But you also had the stipulation of you had to catch a fly.
Yeah, I caught the fly.
And then you also completed one of the other tasks that was not appointed as part of the challenge, but you did it anyway, which I'm proud of. So
yeah. So I actually sent you the picture of me catching the fly too. Mm-hmm. Which it took like 10 times for me to.
It sucks though, right? Catching a fly was fucking hard.
You know what was? There was one that was harder than catching the fly. I think it was the one that you had to break the bricks.
Yeah.
I think that was harder than catching the fly.
Believe it or not, when I was a kid, the bricks was a lot easier because you had to go back and forth. Yeah. And I haven't done that.
I don't got the reflex for that no more.
I tried to do it not too long ago. I tried to play the game. And I tell you, the first board alone, the first level alone, kicked my ass.
Yeah.
So like I know you're very accustomed to patterns and stuff like that. So I was intrigued to see whether if you can accomplish it. I never doubted you once. Yeah. I know you're about this life. So
yeah, when it comes to like retro, especially like NES games, NES, Super NES, more in that style, Sega Genesis wise, I'm very good at catching patterns. I'm very good at like repetitive patterns and things like that. That's all NES games. I was a big NES player, so I know exactly what to do in those games.
See, like when I picture you playing it, I picture like in Grandma's Boy when he's playing the frog game against the guys.
That's
like,
exactly how
I'm catching the flies, so much more, better than you. Da da da. You know what I mean?
That's
I
exactly
picture you like that. Like, oh,
That's exactly how it was, and it was like mad late at night. It was like when everyone's sleeping. I usually play them when everyone's sleeping.
Yeah, so you hit me up when I was at work.
Yeah, because then
you had off. It was for your week off, your vacation. You beat.
I did like the first day. Yeah. So I usually make sure everyone's I'm playing by myself, because then I could focus on the game. I could actually take the game in and see the little things and things like that. I write down the little things that I wanted to talk about and things like that. So I popped it in. I played how the first stage played. I passed the first stage. I got to the first fly trap. I lost the first one. Then I was like, okay. But I got the hint because I was like, so when I went to get it, I was like, this far from it. So I was like, all right, you have to realize that the NES is squares and not circles.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to go with what a square will be.
And the thing is with that is when I was a kid, I'm an epic button pusher.
Yeah.
Still am. Still to this day, I get so flustered and frustrated that I press a whole bunch of buttons. I have no. It's like an ADD tick kind of thing. It's like I don't understand it. But when I was a kid, that was just like the most impossible fucking thing to do.
It was a very short game. I
wouldn't know. I never beat it.
Yeah, it was a very short game. Like once you get the hang of how the characters move, you could get through it pretty fast. Like I got the hints of how everyone moves. The only thing that I probably had issues with is towards the last person that you had to fight because he takes a lot to kill.
Was there characters that were in the movie?
It was like,
stuff like that?
So the last boss was very similar to, was it
the third one? No, the second one.
Yeah, with the island and shit.
Yeah, when he is when he goes to Japan.
With the drum and shit.
Yeah, when he goes to Japan.
That's exactly what the second one is.
Yes.
That's the boss.
That's
of
the
second
theme of it. Okay.
So.
See, I know. Shouts out to Mike, our producer, and everything
Yeah.
like that. I know he suggested that we do games that each of us have completed to give to each other.
Yeah.
But I have thought in my head, I can live through you.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Like if I have issues, I'll say it.
I'm intrigued to see if because nowadays it's different. You know what I mean? Like. Nintendo games are actually so hard compared to when we were kids. They were hard when we were kids, but that's what we were accustomed to.
But it's also, I feel like we just played differently too. Like, I feel like as kids, we tend to adapt more as the fact that we'll keep going and playing it. As when we're adults, we have no patience.
Yeah.
and it pretty much, once we fucking
I didn't have
died.
patience as a kid.
Once we died like 2 times, we're like, fuck this shit.
I'm like, man, I popped that game in.
Yeah.
Just to be like, because I bought it from Game On. Shouts out to Game On. And first board, 15 minutes, I turned that bitch off. I'm like, fuck this. I have no patience.
I did my first run. So the first time I run it, I just kind of get the feel of the game and stuff like that. I played with the regular NES controller.
That's good. That's how it. And what it's supposed to be like.
I just figure out how it is and just how the gameplay moved and how the characters move. When I finally just sat down, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to finish it today. And I probably played it for maybe like almost 2 hours, just getting the fly thing, getting used to that.
Yeah.
It took a time.
But how many times did you have to? Because I know if you don't catch it, you get further chances.
I restarted the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know there's not too many chances of catching a fly.
If I didn't do it, because it's only I think in the first round, the first world that you catch the fly, and then there's another one in the second part, and then there's another one in the third part, which is the bricks. So, I will just reset the game and just start all over, and that's pretty much it. Because
fuck this shit, I'm catching.
I realized because I realized the game is only 3 really big stages, so it's 3 stages, but in 4 parts.
Okay.
So it wasn't that long.
I think I've only made it to halfway through the second stage.
So,
but then again, I never had these games growing up, so I never had the time to finish it.
So, so when I sat down and got into it, it took me maybe the 3rd time to get the fly, and because I kind of got the pattern, I was like, all right, and I was able. I caught every single fly that was on the fucking thing. I actually did it really well, and then there was another one that was the second. I forgot what was the second one. But then it was the brick one, and I passed all of them. I was able to do it. It was a good game. Ending was bullshit.
And that's was a lot of old NES games, though.
All this shit, and that's all I get. It's a thank you for playing. Bye. Peace.
I get no
Master Miragi's head, and that's about it. But it was okay. Not special.
I mean, you accomplished something I was never able
to
do.
The game itself is something I won't I didn't.
You have no interest of ever playing it again.
It's just like Home Alone. That could go right back to you.
And as it did.
That could stay with you, and I could never see it again.
Well, thank you for accomplishing it.
Yeah.
I do plan on playing it, for myself. Mm-hmm. I don't know, if I have the patience for it because I'm more fast-paced nowadays. I prefer like Batman Arkham Asylum.
I think
where button pushing actually
If you
works.
have a day that you're just like bullshitting around, if you pop it in and just like play
Those
it,
days I usually just pop in like Mario
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
And fucking, I always get to the 6th board
Yeah.
because it takes like the 6th world.
Yeah.
Because it usually takes a while to do that, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, all right, I'm tired. I
Yeah.
don't want to play anymore.
yeah.
But
So yeah, it's a game that you have to like kind of get the
hey
hints
man,
of
you got a notch on your belt.
another notch. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So.
your turn.
Oh yeah, so I was appointed with Super Metroid.
Yeah,
So in the beginning of Super Metroid,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say from the jump, I did not finish the game. I got really fucking far though.
okay.
Really far because I watched the walkthrough.
Is
I'm not
it
gonna lie.
something that you're gonna finish though?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay.
Like I'm determined to do it, but the problem that really fucked me up is that I took too long of breaks in between playing it.
Yeah.
That I forgot what the fuck. Like you amp yourself up and you have like all right, I'm gonna go this way and I have to pop this
Yeah.
one brick to get through this spot. To jump
Yeah.
around to find this thing to get the extra 5 missiles to go with this. So like I would take a couple of days in between
Yeah.
and forget every single thing. I literally took 2 hours bouncing around in one fucking room
So
because I could not figure out how to get out of it.
So I'll tell you this much: when I first played Super Metroid when I was a kid, remember those graph notebooks?
Yeah, of course.
I made maps
Okay.
in my graph notebook
But
of
the
every
map
fucking thing.
the map itself in the game.
Yeah.
So first and foremost,
Yeah.
to start the game, I was discouraged just from the beginning
Yeah.
because I was reading up on the game itself.
Yeah.
You know, when it came out in 1994, stuff like that. But it's technically Metroid 3.
Yeah, because there was
So-
a second Metroid on NES.
Exactly. So to me, I was like, "Fuck, man! Like I
Yeah.
never played the original one."
Yeah.
So I just in my head, not dwelling on it or
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
like that, but in my head, in the back of my mind, I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm jumping
Yeah.
games."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would have preferred to go. I didn't realize that in the beginning, and obviously that's my challenge. So
I chose Super Metroid.
because it's probably like the most fan favorite.
It's
out of
the
them.
easiest one. Well, not the easiest
It's
one.
not easy at all.
It's not the easiest one but it's the best looking one.
So
The graphics are tolerable to get through the
yeah,
game.
it's like fucking Mega Man. The
It's
original Mega
Castlevania.
Man
Yeah,
is not Mega Man 3.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Mega Man 3 is always like the
yeah.
it's like the golden thing when
Yeah.
it comes to Nintendo. You
Mine
know
is
what I mean?
too, but yeah,
Mario 3 is far superior than both of
I
those
love
games.
Mega Man too.
Mega Man 3, Mega Man X is
I
fucking
love
amazing.
Mega Man X, but yeah,
So going through the game, I'm figuring out as things are happening and stuff like that, and I'm realizing you need to go far into the game to go back
yeah,
into the game. You know what I mean? But there was one thing that really discouraged me, which I could not figure out whatsoever. And I had that conversation with you the other day. I can't figure out how to bounce off the walls.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if it's the controller thing or because now I Googled
It's weird.
It. I looked it up. I did a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of research on trying to accomplish this. And they say you don't need to bounce off of walls in order to win the game.
yeah,
In order, you can do it straightforward and then go back up to the beginning because if you notice when the ship lands,
Yeah.
in the beginning you have the right and the left, and you're supposed to go left to get all your attributes, your suit, your beam, your certain type of missiles and torpedoes,
Yeah.
which opens up different doors, right? That you can't open up those doors until you find this certain missile that
Yeah.
is in a different section
Yeah.
in the lower corridor of the second part of the game.
Yeah.
Which it's only one big world, but it's like sub-levels. It's like the lower you get,
Yeah.
the further you go,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So without being able to jump,
Yeah.
I could not get back, bounce off the walls.
Yeah.
I could not get back to the beginning parts where I needed to shoot the green missile
Yeah.
to open up the one. So I would shoot up the blue one, shoot up the red one, which takes 5
Yeah.
missiles to do so. You know what I mean? So that was discouraging, and that started fucking me up a little bit. And then the fact that would take a couple of
Yeah.
days because we're doing
Yeah.
30 other different podcasts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to dedicate my time.
yeah.
that is what messed me up. I'd say I'm just a little bit past 3/4 of the way.
Okay.
I can safely say, because I did watch a walkthrough.
Yeah.
It took the person 2 hours and 11 minutes to finish the game. But this guy was just breezing right through it, like not taking his time. You're not learning it.
Yeah.
He obviously did it before.
Yeah. He probably did it
so it would take me probably like 10 hours to do the game.
Yeah.
You know, for an NES game, it's a typical NES game. It's very... Once you learn how to beat like the monsters, it becomes second nature. I died a bunch of times.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? And then as time goes by, the little monsters, the little things that stop you, they get harder and harder, and you can only use certain things to destroy them. After a while, I didn't even realize you can hold the pulse beam and charge up your regular shot. I didn't even realize that until like. Fucking like towards where I'm at.
Have you ever played Smash Brothers?
I did, but I didn't really think of it like that.
So, like pretty much Samus, like if you ever use her in Smash Brothers, all her moves are pretty much from Super Metroid.
and it's funny because I watched the walkthrough.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I should know all this, but I was just doing it so I know that I'm still on course of what's right. You know what I mean? Like, did I go the right way, or I'm going the complete opposite way? Then I'm going to get stumped because I need something else to open up this, so I have to go travel all the way back. You know what I mean? I definitely am going to finish the game, just like I say with every other game. But this is the game that I'm most furthest, especially this and Perfect Dark.
And Conker's, you're not that far.
Conker's, I'm probably like a little bit more than halfway. But I'm so like fixated on Perfect Dark. I'm 2 levels away from finishing the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I have not popped it on because my Xbox is actually at my friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Because we do the outdoor movie night.
Yeah.
So he's holding it down because he's doing it without me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not there every weekend.
Okay.
So I don't have the access to it. I mean, I can grab it at any time.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean. But right now, I'm more fixated on the handheld. It's more convenient.
Yeah.
It being in my hands. So I did not complete the challenge. I do have a good grasp on what the game is.
Yeah.
I've seen already what's to fruition, what's going to come, and the last couple monsters, they're pretty tough. They looked. The guy made it look really easy.
Yeah.
But that's because he's accumulated over 40 missiles and 30 of these, and he's got the beam and the suit. You know, one of the biggest things that killed me is when I hop in the orange room and all of a sudden I'm dead.
Yeah.
I hop in it and I'm dead in 2 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Now I have to go back and find something to stop that. I'm not knowing at the time what it is. And then I finally figure it out. It's the suit. You got to pick up the suit. And, you know what I mean? Like, I have a good grasp of what the game is. I've never played a Metroid game in my life.
Yeah, they're very...
And it's like... I have a vendetta against this fucking game.
Yeah.
Because I spent mad time on this thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, I really did. I spent a lot of time playing this thing. And I'm like, I refuse to... I failed the challenge, but I won't fail in the world challenge.
There you go.
Like, my dignity is on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So.
But overall, it's just a classic NES game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm happy to even be as far as I am.
Okay, cool.
I really am.
Cool. All right, so we get into our topic, which is the remasters. I played quite a few. This is pretty much a description of the remastered. Description of remaster is pretty much a game that came out and then it's getting redone for the current generation or next generation, and that's pretty much our description of it. So it's not reboots, so not God of War for PS4 doesn't count because it's a reboot and not a remastered. It has to be original concept of it has to be the original game, just touched up and pretty and jazzed up for a current generation game. So, for example, Ratchet & Clank #1 and the Ratchet & Clank that came out in 2016. That's a full remaster to a way that they added a bit more story from the movie, but it was just exact remaster. Mass Effect, the collection is a remaster. So that's our description of a remastered game.
Is there any recent remasters that you visited
Mass
that
Effect.
you? I mean, besides that, I mean, I just
Mass Effect was the last one. Mass Effect, I did. I went through all three of them.
I think the best recent one for me that accented more of the past was the Tony Hawk's, bro.
Tony Hawk's was a good one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
they did a
that
really good
was
job.
like amazing and added new stuff to it and was the old feel.
Mass Effect was one of the ones.
I never played Mass Effect.
Yeah, I played last.
I have
It's
no idea.
like a big space RPG action game. It has a really diverse story. You could kind of choose where you want to go and things like that. Like you could be an
You always
asshole.
told me to play Mass Effect and Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, because you told me like visually, story,
yeah.
and stuff. Because I'm a story guy.
But
I like
Mass
stories.
Effect, story wise, I think you would get into it. It's a long game. It's a lot of stuff to do, but I think the fact that you are more honestly, if they would have came out with a version on the Switch, that would have been a perfect game.
Anything right now on a Switch would be fucking more.
I
ideal.
actually wish they did because I actually love that game. I will play it again.
Besides Tony Hawk, recently there's 2 games that I did that was a remaster was on the PS4 was Darksiders,
Darksiders, yeah.
which was fucking awesome.
Darksiders was good.
I mean, it's dated. It's the original one. The first one.
I love
is
part
dated.
2. Part 2 was
is
my
fucking
favorite one.
awesome, bro.
The first one I had issues with is the fact that there was no like map to tell you where you had to go.
Yeah, no, you just go.
So you just had to fucking figure it out.
You just go.
I did finish 1 and 2. I did not like 3. I couldn't get more into 3 than I wanted to, but I heard the last game was actually not bad, which is like a top art. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean
like
that
Diablo.
one just came out a couple years ago,
Like-
so that's
No, and then there's another one that just came out that is
well
like
because there's 4 horsemen.
it's kind of like Diablo.
Yeah, it's 4 horsemen. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, I
4
know.
horsemen
Yeah.
of the apocalypse.
I loved part 2. Part 2 was great.
Part 2 didn't feel like work.
Yeah.
The first one did. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I was sitting at home drinking liquor,
Yeah.
fucking. And then my problem is like I'll dive into a game
Yeah.
for a couple days and not play it for months.
Yeah.
And then come back like, fuck, I have to relearn the whole game again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was a remastered one that was recent. Tony Hawk was fucking
Yeah,
superior.
Tony Hawk was
Would you
so
consider Alien Isolation a remaster?
It's not a remaster. It's just because
recalibrated for a different game.
Yeah,
for a console.
it just
Because it was an Xbox 360 game, wasn't it?
no, it was one
PlayStation 1?
Xbox One and PS4 one.
Okay. 'Cause
PS4.
I don't know. I just remember
It was not a remaster.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was.
They enhanced the graphics for the next gen, but they did not. It's not a remaster.
Okay. So I mean that does not qualify as a remaster.
So that doesn't count. One of the games you actually played as your challenge, Conquer, that was a remaster.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
But I have not beat the remastered version. I beat the Xbox 360 version.
I sadly bought it. I played it for maybe
Bro, it's so good.
less than an hour
I just bought it for the Switch,
and
man.
never played it again.
I just bought it for the Switch and never even plugged it in.
It was not the fact that the game wasn't good. It was just the fact that I had other shit I was playing, and it kind of just lost track. If I catch a game on sale and it's a good sale, I usually will buy it and forget about it. Like I bought Grand Theft Auto 5 recently.
Yeah, but how many times?
You wanna know
did
how
fucking
much
play
was
that
it?
game, man?
It was $10. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna move for Grand
Then you
Theft
go to
Auto.
Walmart right now and sitting.
I bought it digitally.
So I go to Walmart and Targets all the
Yeah.
time. So they have their general display of the games that are out.
Yeah.
Then they got that little thing that it just
Yeah.
slides in and you flip through them.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I find
Yeah.
like little games. You know, like Sonic Mania. I bought.
Yeah.
I have for the Switch.
Yeah.
Right. But I also have it for the PlayStation 4 now. Never even put it in.
It's a beautiful game.
Never updated it, never nothing. But it's there just in case if I ever want to play it on a screen. You know what I mean?
Another remaster that I played recently, because the new game came out recently, was the Ratchet and Clank. So Ratchet and Clank Remastered was a little different of a remaster. So it was the whole game was the first game.
I have to play the game. Remember?
Yeah.
It was one of my challenges, but my PlayStation 2
Yeah.
fucking crapped out.
So it is the original game. It plays just like the original game. It has everything the original game has. The only difference is the storyline is through a different character's perspective, and it's for the movie that came out a couple years ago. So it's a movie based game.
Okay.
But it plays exactly like Ratchet and Clank. It was as beautiful as Ratchet and Clank. It was a lot of fun. Again, I wish it was the original story, but it was a fun game. Saints Row the Third, because for some reason every time I see that game,
First Saints Row. I've only played the first one.
Yeah, I think you'll like 3.
See, but the thing is with Saints Row is that it was like a knockoff GTA that was trying to be too gangster.
No, so
that's to me. That was my perspective of it.
The third itself, is if GTA was a comedy and just had ridiculous shit happening.
Which
in that
GTA
game.
is a comedy in its own sense.
Yo, Saints Row the Third is pretty much all right. So the basics of Saints Row the Third is the fact that in the beginning of the beginning of the game, it's kind of like a fucking Star Wars fucking thing, right? And then you're pretty much in a fucking mascot costume, fucking robbing a bank.
That's cool.
But the thing is, your gang, the Saints, are worship. They're fucking famous. So while you're robbing a bank, you have fucking fans coming up like, "Oh, can I get an autograph and shit?"
Take a picture.
And things like that while you're trying to rob a bank. And then these other gangs are kind of trying to take your turf and stuff like that. The thing about Saints Row is like it's just over the top comedy. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's you could get a dildo and just go around and just beat people up with it. They have like Hulk Hogan talks to Luchador, which is fucking retarded.
Does he do like the Super Nanny voice?
No, he talks like he kind of has like a Rey Mysterio kind of vibe, but he talks in Hulk Hogan's voice. But it's just it's just out the ordinary. It's just a retarded fun game. It's on the Switch. You should check it out. Like if it's cheap enough, I'll say grab it because I think you enjoy it. Just because there's no GTA on the Switch.
I just like to own physical copies of things.
No, it's a physical copy.
So I prefer to buy.
Yeah.
I don't trust online stuff because who knows what's going to happen if something crashes.
But Saints Row is a fun game. It's a GTA clone in ways, but it's like one of those like crazy ass ones. Like it's the Spaceballs of GTA.
But that's a strong statement right there. Because Spaceballs is
it's like it's
a knockoff parody.
The one I will recommend is the third. The third is just fucking hilarious. It's stupid. It has really crazy gunplay. You can customize your character. You can make your character look the way you want.
Yeah.
And things like that. There's racing. There's stages that you just blow shit up with a tank. There's a assurance fraud that you just gotta get hit by a car and collect money. And things like that. It's just a retarded game. There's times that you get powers and you get super speed and things like that. Towards the end of the game, you have like flight. You can fucking just jump in the air and fly, and like they just did everything into this fucking game.
Out there. You
Burt Reynolds is the fucking mayor of the fucking city.
Burt Reynolds,
yeah.
R.I.P.
And they just play with a lot of tropes of all different games into this one, and it's a fun story. So if you find it cheap, I'll say recommend getting it. If you want a GTA for the Switch, that's the closest thing to it.
Yeah, no, that sounds up my alley.
And I bought it for $10 on
like
PS.
I said, I bought the Ghostbusters remastered for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I got halfway through it on the PlayStation 4, and then unfortunately, a series of events prohibited me from continuing the game. You know what I mean? So, is there anything else recent that
the other
that came
one
out?
that I will say that was
or announcements of what's coming out?
Well, I'll give you the one that's coming out, but the other one that I want to just stat out is because I played the original one, but I never got to finish.
Is it like a remastered, or is that
which one?
I don't know. Like, you're a big Asuka fan, right?
So, well, I'm gonna say I was gonna say Last of Us.
Oh yeah.
So Last of Us came out PS3, and then it came out in the beginning of PS4.
The remastered one, I've never.
And
played
the remastered
PS3
one
never
was
played it.
fucking amazing.
When I played that, me and my brother beat that game in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
We went ham, we were hardcore, but that was my first experience. To me, it's not a remaster. You know what I mean?
Last of Us is considered remastered because it was a PS3 game
it
first.
Says remastered on the cover,
and then it came out on a PS4. But it came out on PS4 and it came out a lot better. And I heard they're remastering it one more time, they're gonna call it the director's cut, and it's gonna be for PS5.
I mean, that game is fucking insane. I
That-
have not played the second one yet. I've not.
I really enjoyed the second one. I think it was one of the best games that came out.
Because that's like story. That's right up my alley. That's what I like.
A lot of people had bigot kind of comments towards it, but it's more like, yo, you take the story as it is. I think you enjoy the story.
Yeah, but people are too bougie nowadays, man. It's just like because they've already experienced it. They're like, it's not as good, like. Or it could have been better. Like,
So,
how about you just appreciate the game for what it is, the essence of the game?
I would say Last of Us 2 was probably one of the best games I played on PS4.
Okay.
100%. Between that and Ghost of Tsushima, those two are like my two top
I know
games.
you love you and Alvin. Shouts out to Alvin.
Yeah.
You guys is like really entwined into that world.
But Last of Us 2, that was one game that Jackie really got into too. Like she loved that game.
Yeah, I remember
also.
you telling me about that.
And the story is so like good. Like
now, did you like Twitch all these? Did you like
Jackie did?
Jackie did. I remember that's the reason why I mentioned that. Because I remember you were like, yo, follow Jackie.
Yeah. Jackie Twitch.
Shouts out to Jackie.
Shout out to Jackie.
That's my friend.
She twitched it. Last of Us, but the remaster was fantastic. I didn't play the PS3 one. I played the remaster one. I did try the PS3 one, and I couldn't get into it. The remaster one just looked fucking amazing, and I was like, all right, let's go. I'll say the Uncharteds, they got remastered. They were fun to play.
You know, I when I bought my PS4, Uncharted was the game that they gave you with it. So, like, I was playing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I'm like, I got, like, halfway through, and I was just like, this...
Which one? First one?
Yeah, the first one. They remastered the first
second
one for the PS4.
The second one was fantastic.
Because now we're on the fourth one. The fourth one just came out,
The fourth one came out, but they remastered 1, 2, and 3 for PS4.
So, like, I wanted to jump back to the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just... Even though it was a remaster, it felt dated to me.
Yeah.
It was just like... It was like Tomb Raider... like esque, you know what I mean, kind of feel.
Pretty much what it was.
Yeah, that's basically it's Uncharted with like
it was Tomb Raider
with a different character.
It was Tomb Raider and Gears of War had a love child.
And Tom Holland's about to play him in the movie. What's funny about that is actually was reading something. Mark Wahlberg like 15 years ago was supposed to play the main character in Uncharted.
And now he's playing Sully.
And now he's playing the old man and he was like, it's funny how we've been making this try to make this into fruition to the point that I was going to play the main character, and so much time has passed. Now I'm playing the side character. So he's excited because Tom Holland, Tom Holland's he's a great actor, upcoming. Spider-Man, bitch, and a couple of other things.
Spider-Man.
He does a lot of Netflix movies, which have been really fucking good. I recommend. I forget the names of them.
And Spider-Man.
But, go check those out. But like. That was a remaster that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
You know
I will say, if you had the time with the PS4 version, if you had the collection of 4, they're good to go, especially ending with the PS4 version, with Part 4. It was really good. 1 is hard to get through because it's dated, and even the remaster feels dated. Part 2 is fucking amazing. Part 2 is a whole different
2 and
game.
3 are awesome.
Yeah. Part 1 is the one
sure
you just have to suck it up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Part 1 is the one you kind of had to suck up.
You on this.
Yeah. Part 1 you had to suck it up and just keep playing.
Bro, it didn't do it.
I could see it.
And it came installed in my PlayStation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When I
bought it when it first came out.
I could see like
you know what I mean? It's like
connect to it.
It wasn't. I got through it. Like I got through half of it, and I was like, it felt like Mario 64 when he's going through the ship.
Yeah.
You know, like that one scene when you got to jump through the one thing, go across, go inside the ship, find the gun. You know what I mean? Like it just got a little boring. You know, it felt dated.
Yeah.
So that is a remastered that to me didn't make it worth it for me. You know
that
what
makes
I mean?
sense.
Because there's remasters. Some things don't deserve a remaster.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that deserve a remaster.
You know what I mean? Like, but
there's some things
Uncharted
that should,
because it was a fan favorite game. And they continued to make the games.
Yeah.
Like if they cut the games off, then I can understand why you wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
You know why it would not make sense to remaster the game, but because they're continually making Uncharted games.
Yeah.
And I guarantee there's gonna at least another 3 coming because as soon as this fucking movie comes out, there's going to be 2, 3 more to come.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Another one that comes to mind is the Gears of War remastered.
Fuck yes. Fuck yeah.
That was a really good remaster.
And shouts out to my boy Mike, Mr. Wazowski, who I shout out in the Not a Trekkie podcast every single time if you guys tune in for that. Every time I go down to North Carolina to visit him, that was our first thing that we did. when I first met each other, we played Gears of War for Xbox 360. So we've been going through every year that I go down there.
Yeah.
We play the next one.
Have you played the remastered one?
We played, and he has the
That's pretty
PC
dope.
version.
Yo, that shit's sick.
He has the PC
Yeah, so they
version,
clear
bro.
it. They nice
It's
too.
fucking, it's beyond, and he has like a $5,000 fucking HDR television.
Yeah.
That they don't even sell in America.
Yeah.
He had to buy it overseas and ship it to South America and shipped it over here, which was a whole big ordeal that he was explaining to me.
Yeah.
At the same time of buying a $500 Batman gaming chair, because this guy is like, he's in it.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's a master pirater. This is his world. This is what he does.
Yeah.
So to watch the original, we did the first three. We did the first three for the last 3 years. He's been going there. He's been living there for 3 years. The
Yeah.
last 3 Gears of War, all remastered. We're on the 4th one, and they just came out the 5th one,
Yeah.
2 years ago? You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. So Gears of War definitely stands the test of time.
Yeah.
It's still good. The original one.
I kind of want to go through those games again. I haven't played them in such a long time.
This
So-
is the first time like PC was like.
Yeah.
I never played PC games.
No, PC is where it's at. Like, shout outs to our producer Mike. Mike plays mainly PC games, and he bought a nice fucking system, and he fucking can't go back to another console.
From what my friend Mike.
Yeah.
Mike and Mike. Shouts out to both Mikes. The Mikes.
Yeah.
PC is where it's at. Higher processor, higher resolution, higher everything. He builds his own computers.
But
So he's like, yo, give me $1,200.
Yeah.
I'll give you the best gaming computer you ever had in your entire life.
Yeah.
He could turn that bitch into a fish tank.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
no, it's worth it if you have the money to spend. It's worth it.
Or if I was invested in
Yeah.
video games like that,
Yeah.
which I'm more of a retro kind of
Yeah.
guy. You know what I mean? Even though I don't finish anything, I'm still a retro kind of guy.
Yeah. So what I'll say is a couple of them are coming out. That I'll just give a shout out to is Dead Space. They just announced a remaster. If you never played Dead Space,
Never? No?
you love aliens, you'll love Dead Space.
Okay.
It's
What was that movie with, not movie, the game that came out with what's-his-face from The Walking Dead?
Norman Reedus.
Yeah.
That's Death Stranding.
Okay, is that like the same kind
No.
of feel? No,
No,
completely different? For some reason, I'm
so-
misinterpreting that in my head.
So
as, like,
Dead Space came out on 360 and PS3 back in the day. It was an EA game. The dude pretty much just had a little electrolyzer, and you fucking going through a space thing, and these things are attacking you and stuff like that. The closest thing I can explain it to, it's pretty much aliens. It was a really good.
Well, Alien Isolation is amazing.
So it was one of the big horror games that kind of brought back the genre back in that day, because I think Resident Evil just came out. Resident Evil 6 just came out, wasn't a big fan favorite. Then Dead Space came out, and it was just a different, unique horror game that hasn't been done in quite some time. So Dead Space is getting remastered. I say after this cast, I'll show you Dead Space, and I think you will be like, okay, I gotta play that.
I'm like, see, because those games, that's what I'm into.
Yeah.
Like, you give me a good storyline with some good fucking cinematography
Yeah.
for whatever you want to put it as a video
Yeah.
game wise. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like a cinematic is like a movie as you're playing it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care about RPG games. I'm not good at Call of Duties anymore. I
Yeah.
used to be. Not anymore. Like, I could care less. I go play Battlefront,
Yeah.
and I get my ass whooped
Yeah.
by 12-year-olds and
Yeah.
talking shit. Like,
Yeah.
I will beat you and your father up. I will find you. It's like Jane Silent Bob.
Yeah. How many people want to kick some ass?
You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
but I have a remastered in mind right
All right,
now.
so we're going
that
through.
came out, but it is actually my nod of games that paved the way. So I
Okay.
kind of want to save
So-
it, and it will still be
Okay.
entwined with what we're talking about.
So
now.
Dead Space got announced for a remaster, and I think that game is well deserved of a remaster. That's the one that just kind of like rings the door. That's the last one that just got announced.
But now,
So I'll say 3. pick 3 games that you would like to see remastered, or maybe have gotten remastered and you just haven't got to it yet.
Well, I have more than 3, but if I look at my list right now,
Try 5.
Try 5. I can do 5 easily. I'll go 1. You go 1.
All right. So mine's my first one will be. You know what? Earthworm Jim.
What for? What for? Which one?
Like a remaster of the original Earthworm Jim.
The original one.
Yeah, first one.
You don't think it would be really dated?
I would like to see a different concept on it. Like, I feel like the gameplay could survive. I have a feeling it did come out, and I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's probably just didn't hit your radar.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
But I would like to see.
I love Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those games.
Yeah.
And everything, and they were on multiple consoles.
Yeah. I would like to see them remastered.
They weren't subjected to just NES.
Yeah.
They were on both.
So I would like to see it on PS5. There you go.
The first thing that comes to mind was one of your challenges that I gave you, which was Shadow of the Empire.
Yeah.
Which you even said in the cast deserves a remaster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's
dated.
Dated for its time, but the
It's
story
dated. Yeah.
and the way the game would be like a Battlefront 3 kind of
If you could take
thing.
the style of like Battlefront and put that into what Shadow of the Empire is now, I think it would work.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah.
Just keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
Just make it easier to play.
And prettier.
Better resolution, better, you know what I mean? Character,
Yeah.
whatever, you know what I mean?
And better voice acting. I'll say voice acting.
That was one of the first things that always pops in my head for a wanting
Yeah.
remaster.
I would like to see Sly Cooper
Okay.
get a remastered. I know they got a collection on PS3, but it never came out later on, and I would like a full remaster of every single game they did. So Sly Cooper would be my number 4.
GTA 3. I would love a remaster.
I will say in long
GTA 3, Vice City.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
You know, the first 2.
I will say
GTA 3, GTA 4,
I will say
I could care less about.
I will
Give
say
us those 2 because the soundtracks alone.
no. I'll say all 3. So Vice City, regular
GTA
3, and San Andreas.
As long as we don't go to GTA 2 and 1 because they are they're completely
the
different
open world
games.
ones.
Yes, the open one. But
'Cause
GTA 3 is changed video games.
Because I'll even take the PSP, like the Liberty
Vice City
stories, the Liberty
Vice
stories.
City- yeah, I have Liberty Stories
I'll
on
take
PS4.
those.
I have that.
I'll take those.
I have that shit. That cost me like $60, and that was given to me at a discount.
So, for GTA, they have done them. It's just that we want them on the Switch. That's the thing about
I
we're
want
talking
to.
about.
I want to travel with it, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's the only way I'm
No,
gonna beat
because
this fucking thing.
they are on.
The only GTA game I've ever beat was 5.
Yeah, they're all on.
And I worked
Because
really
they are
hard
on
for that shit.
They're all on PS4 and Xbox.
I
You can actually
dedicated
get them.
I dedicated life to that shit.
So yeah, GTA on the Switch. That's where we want to see this GTA on
Yes.
the Switch.
But then it would be a remaster.
Well, they are remastered. They do have one. They do have them on the PS4 and Xbox. They don't have it on.
Listen,
the
the Switch is where it's at
Yeah,
now.
you want the
'cause
Switch.
You can. It's in your pocket.
Yeah.
And you can go. It's
So-
bigger than your pocket, but
GTA on the Switch. That's what.
yeah.
Okay. I agree with that 100%. I will take something I actually I gotta think of it because I was just thinking about GTA and shit like that.
So
I would actually take a remaster of Saints Row 2.
I would. I mean,
We
I
got-
only played the first.
We got
Saints
the
Row.
third and fourth like 50 times. Give me part 2.
Yeah. Go back. Give
Yeah.
a little nod. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I would like a remastered of Manhunt.
Manhunt.
Manhunt
It's
was
another Rockstar
the
game.
first fucking game to me that was like, wow. It was like 13 Ghosts.
Have you played Manhunt recently though?
No, I have not played it since it came out.
I feel like if you play it now, you'd be like, "What the fuck I'm doing in this game?"
Yeah, but you're just killing these fucking psychopaths.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all
true.
you're fucking doing. But
Yeah.
it was
Manhunt'd
like
be
it was a
interesting.
really gory game.
Yeah.
It was just now seeing it in fucking 1080p.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like amped up a little bit more.
yeah,
It was dope. Soundtrack was cool.
yeah.
All that. It was a fun ass game. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
good. I would like to see. So this is a weird one. This is one that I don't know. It's a weird one. Just the fact that I actually really enjoyed the game, and it's in that category that is based on a movie. So usually they're not good, but this one was actually surprisingly really good. And I like a remaster of it. Just the fact that I think they just it could look a lot prettier on a PS5. Is Wolverine Origins.
Wasn't that a GameCube game?
Yeah, it was on GameCube.
It was a GameCube.
It was on
right?
GameCube, PS. No.
2?
No, it was only. No, it wasn't on GameCube. It was on 3.
I'm pretty sure it was on GameCube. I'm dead ass. I'm pretty sure it was on GameCube.
I'm not sure, but no, I know
X3.
X3.
PS2 it was out at the same exact time.
I think it was on PS2, Xbox. No, it was on 360. That's right. Wolverine Origins.
Which is a horrible movie, by the way.
It is a very like
it's
I said,
a horrible fucking movie.
It's a very horrible.
They blotched fucking Wade Wilson so bad.
Yeah, it was on Xbox and PS2. Xbox. Actually, there was actually one on the PSP. Well, it was 360 and then PS2.
I know there was an X-Men game on.
Yeah, it was probably X3.
Probably.
So this one in particular, you see what it is. So this one, I think Raven Studios did it, which is the people that did Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the first one. They made it mad, like I'll say like beat 'em up ish, but like you saw like the like say for you got hit, you saw the limbs come off and you see it slowly heal back and things like that. And it was actually a really good game. It actually played really well. Like honestly, if you could find this and play it, I think you will like it. The only shit is you're not gonna like is the X-Men Origin bullshit that they have in it because it was based on the movie. Yeah, but the game was actually really good.
The movie was bad and it literally shits on like the comic book stories.
But the game itself, like it was really good. So I'll say that one. That one is just like
what is that,
Oscar
3?
one.
You got 3?
That's number 4.
4? Damn, I got like 3 more that I can
just
really do right now.
let them out, yeah.
All right. I would love a remastered Metal Gear Solid 3.
They did.
They have one for the PS4.
Yeah.
Talking PS4 and Xbox One and up.
No, they don't. So you're right.
I mean, come on.
You can take that.
The best fucking Metal Gear Solid game ever made.
You can take that one. Because I think it was this Guns of the Patriots that came out, and then they had the Ops one. So yeah.
I'm just gonna dump them out because I got a bunch. Dino Crisis. Crisis. I love that game.
Dino Crisis has been the one that like is talked about a lot, but Capcom has no interest.
I fucking love that game. That game is like. It's like Resident Evil with dinosaurs. You know what I mean? It's like fucking so good. Yeah. Like me and my cousin Joey. Shouts out to my cousin Joey. We fucking played our asses off on that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got a couple other, but I will end with my 5th one.
Yeah.
With give me like Twisted Metal 3.
I was doing Twisted Metal Black.
Well, a Twisted the not the first Twisted Metal, obviously, because that shit's fucking horrible.
But like
Twisted Metal 3, Twisted Metal 4. Remastered where you actually feel like it's like the battle game and you're really kicking ass.
Yeah.
Give me that. Yeah. That would be fucking awesome.
I would like Black. Black, I think, was one of the best games they had. And that was the one that had the most
Tell me that shit wouldn't kill right now. That shit came out for the PS5.
No, 100%.
Motherfuckers that grew up in our era would be like, I'm buying that game.
No, 100%.
Immediately.
100%. My last one is the fact that this is a game that I went through and I just want all the games to be remade because I actually want to replay them, is Ratchet & Clank.
Yeah.
I want all those games remastered.
Every single one of them.
Every single one.
All in one bundle.
I want all the story. I want the whole story. All in one bundle. Because I felt bad. Because when the new one was coming out, I wanted to go through them. I just was like, you know what? I want to go through the story and shit like that. And they're not found. You cannot find them anywhere. And they don't have most of it. So it is what it is. Cool. So yeah, Ratchet & Clank would be it.
I mean that right there is a solid. If there is game producers and out there listening to this podcast right now, make these motherfuckers. Yeah. That's guaranteed money.
Yeah, I doubt you'll be able to do the Wolverine one.
There's money in the past all day.
Yeah, I doubt you'll be able to do the Wolverine one, but just the fact that the game was good, I want all like that to be touched.
But now, branching off into our next segment, is what we always do is games that paved the way.
Yeah.
Please usher in there yours.
Yes. So games that paved the way, usually we'll shout out a game that pretty much was a big impact in our lives and it's in general ways. So last the last cast, we had Mass Effect and Treacherous. So this week, I'm gonna put one of the games I said that I love the remaster and I love Part 2 is Last of Us. Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, the whole series as a game. I think it's probably one of the best story and gameplay games that I have ever played on PS5. The Naughty Dog has kicked ass in making this game and just really gave you a illusion of like playing a fucking really serious TV show and actually really going into in depth with these characters and actually learning the characters, caring for the characters, seeing that there's characters that you should not really trust or not really care for and things like that. They did a really good job in telling a great story, and the game always looked beautiful. Even the remaster looked beautiful. The Part 2, probably one of the best looking games I've seen on PS4, right before Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was another one that was beautiful. So, yeah, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, I will say that is my game that paved the way. And it also brought back more love for the horror genre of games. So, Last of Us is my game.
See, I love that game. The game's awesome. It was a fun moment for me and my brother. Yeah. It's like we just moved in together, and that was like the first game we played collectively together. So, I agree. But the thing is, with that game, it's still paving the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So it's like a game that dropped at one point and it's still coming out, still going.
That game was a lot. Like that game is a game that made like you. Honestly, when you finish Part 2,
I'm definitely 1,000% invested in playing.
I'll
Part
say
2.
When you finish Part 2, you feel a certain way. You don't know how to feel. Like you're like. You're just like
all your posts on social media about that, going to work, talking about it. You were like spaced out a little bit. Like, yo, I don't know how I feel about this motherfucker. And I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by it. There's only so much time in my life. Yeah. Eventually, when I get a little bit more time in my life, it's something that I'm definitely going to play.
So, Last of Us is mine.
Oh, okay. So. I thought about this. Now, this was something that I was going to do like 3, 4, 5 casts ago, but I've been holding it off, and it just so happens to have a remaster recently. Yeah. Which is BioShock.
BioShock, yeah.
BioShock was one of those games to me, like. Now I never had consoles, and I say this all the time. Yeah. One day I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm gonna go buy an Xbox 360 Elite.
There you go.
And I looked up like the best games out, and I got Arkham Asylum. Yeah. I got which has remasters. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
that was another one we had to
fucking amazing remasters. And
your eyes always weirded me out, but yeah, it was amazing.
But BioShock was one of those games that when I popped it in. Same thing with Alan Wake. Alan Wake was the same thing. And I hear Alan Wake, people are pushing to get a remaster of Alan Wake.
Pushing for Alan Wake for a long time.
But BioShock was one of those games. Now, I only played the first 2. I never played the third one. Yeah. BioShock was one of those games that when I started, I could not stop. When I mean, I came home from work. Yeah. And now I was doing seafood delivery, so I worked early morning. Yeah. And I would get home at like 1 o'clock. Yeah. And I would play that motherfucker until like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Beat the game in 3 days. It was that good.
No, it was good.
And everything about that game, it's futuristic, it's dark, it's scary. Yeah. It's sort of a tall tale game where you choose your own path. Yeah. Kind of thing. Like, especially when it comes with the little girls. Yeah. Do you suck the soul out of the girl or do you let her go? Yeah. Choose your path wisely kind of thing. Like an R.L. Stein book. Yeah. But it was just really dark. And the underwater one was fucking so good, man. Yeah. And you have to play it smart because you have to build up. Like, say that one part when you're in your verse with Big Daddy. Yeah. Like, I died 1,000,000 times, and you have nothing left over. Yeah. So you're just inching and trying to kill him. Yeah. Trying to kill him and trying to kill him. Then you die. But his, level stayed the same. Yeah. So it took me, fucking 2 hours to fucking kill it. But it was like, it was one of those first games that was just like it was just straight out of a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Like that's the way it felt to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like Watchmen fucking as a video game,
Yeah.
but obviously different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was cool. It was like seeing demonic little children and stuff like that. It was like something new. Like I never experienced something like that.
Crazy shit. Shout out to Jackie. She's actually playing that right now.
I have it. I bought it. I never played it. I was gonna buy it for the Switch.
Yeah, I have it on it was one of the free games on the PS4.
First two was amazing. I never had the pleasure to play
3
the
was
third
good.
one.
3 was really
But
good.
I hear mixed reviews about.
I like 3 a lot. I didn't care for 2.
Because it's in the clouds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
So it's like
different.
it sort of takes away the underwater aspect.
It's a different story. So
Yeah.
if you can get into the story, I think you'll like it.
But that is
No, I respect
that's a
that.
game that
I'll
paved
show
the
you.
way
It's
for
good.
me. You know what I mean? Like I just. It was just cool. It was a good time for video games at
Yeah,
that
no,
time.
BioShock was an amazing game.
You know what I mean?
Probably one of my
And
favorites.
it's
on
still,
360.
I feel like it will stand the test of time.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. All right. Now, last but not least,
Oh,
this is
man.
the segment that Tommy hates.
Yeah, because I'm not really good. I mean, the last two besides
Yeah.
this one,
I'm
I
joking.
completed. You know what I mean? I'm like 40% when it
Yeah.
comes to you're like 80% in like the games. You
Yeah,
know?
about 90%. Because
Well-
I only lost 2 and I got the rest.
Yeah, but that's like
It's
80%.
about 90.
To me, 80. It makes me feel better.
No, I don't want
Saying
you to feel
80. I
bad.
don't care what the fuck. It makes me feel better.
All right. So yeah, we are back with the challenge, and if the segment pretty much we always challenge each other to a game. We probably have some stipulations, or just let them just play the game. So we see
You know,
where it goes.
sometimes I want to stump this motherfucker. I really
Yeah.
do, because you have one thing I don't have, which is you have a little bit more time than me. I know it's not an excuse, but it's the truth. When you commute 20 minutes, maybe the most,
Yeah.
I commute 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a time gap between.
And so this is why I've been more soft on you and giving you games on a handheld.
Listen, man, you give me a motherfucking game on a console that I have to, like, for my own pride,
Yeah.
have to do it. I'm going to literally neglect other casts
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
But it has to be that one. It has to be that.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna give each other a challenge, see where we go with this, and I'll let you go first.
Okay, so now before we started this cast, I was thinking of games, because normally I try and give you something that I have,
Yeah.
but now I want to give you something that I don't have for me to buy
Yeah.
to continue
Yeah.
my collection.
Okay.
So I have 3 games for you.
Okay.
2 of them is Sega Genesis,
Okay.
and 1 is NES, which I own the
Okay.
NES one. I own the NES one. So the first one is me and you had a conversation in one of these casts about it. I think it was the Sega Genesis
Yeah.
cast, but Jurassic Park,
Okay.
which is just I have fond memories. I'm never
Yeah,
beating
yeah.
it, but it was just cool. It was fun.
Okay.
I don't own it. It was a game I played a decent amount as a kid,
Yeah.
so that's one.
Okay.
The other one I never actually played before, but I really want to buy, which is The Adventures of Batman and Robin.
I love that game.
That, and then the other is a game that I own, and I offered it to you last time, which was Renegade.
Right.
I beat the game. I love the game.
Yeah.
It's just classic fucking fighting. You know, it's just cool.
You know, I haven't played this game in a while, and I'm very fond of it. I know for a fact I'll finish it, but I would like to play it again because I haven't played it in such a long time. Is the Batman and Robin?
Okay, so as you say that, right?
Yeah.
The Adventures of Batman and Robin Sega, right? That's the game that we're talking
Yep.
about right now. One second.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Batman and Robin. Just the fact that I do have fond memories of the game, and I actually really enjoyed it. I haven't played it in a long time, and it played like Gunstar Hero, and
I just purchased it.
Okay.
For $37.
Oh shit! But you wanted it.
I wanted it.
Oh.
It's on a list. I have a list of games, and that's where I dove into.
Yeah.
Because when I'm at Game On,
Yeah.
in my head,
Yeah.
I do it. Now, unfortunately, normally I would go.
Yeah.
But the game is cheaper on eBay right now
Yeah.
than it is at Game On.
Yeah.
They gotta make money.
All right.
So
Batman
I
and
just
Robin
purchased
is-
it, and it will be in soon.
Okay. Cool. So Batman and Robin. All right. So mine's I'm gonna keep the NES classics alive and let you pick a mascot, and you decide your fate from there. So I'm gonna give you this one again, Donkey Kong Country. I will give you Kirby Dream.
It's funny because I was gonna hit you with a Kirby too.
Kirby, I think it's the Dreamcatcher or Dream. I'm looking at the SNES ones. I'm trying to give you at least the SNES one because they're a bit more easier to look at on the Switch.
Say that with Aladdin, bro. Come on. or the Lion King.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Well, the Lion King Sega is the worst one.
I'm just being more nice with you in that sense. So you have Kirby's Dream Land 3. You have Donkey Kong Country, or you have. You know what? And this would be a challenge. This is something that you'll have to do, and you have to 100% it. You can't just.
Which I've 100%ed the things that you told me to 100%. I have done it.
You have to do Super Mario World 3. Super Mario 3. 100%.
What is 100% to you in Super
You
Mario
need
World
every
3?
single whistle.
There's 3 whistles.
You cannot use a whistle.
I would never use a whistle. That's cheating.
You have
but
to go
I know
through,
where every single whistle is.
But you need to go through every single stage.
That's fine. That's easy.
Okay.
Now I have to ask you a real question.
Yeah.
See, because in the 8th world, now we all know the 8th world fucking sucks.
Yeah.
No matter how, and now this is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And you know I'm gonna pick it.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use a cloud on one of the levels? I have to do every single level.
You have to do every
so
single
you know
level.
what I'm talking about.
I
There's
exactly
this
know what
one
you're talking
board
about. I know exactly what
in
you're
the
talking
8th
about.
level where you have to fly up with the turtle
Yeah.
and release the turtle in the top. I can never fucking do it.
So good luck.
Since I was a little kid, I can never, ever, ever, ever do it.
So
you
good
literally have to fly with a turtle.
Yeah.
And go up this one little shaft and drop it in and knock it down and then fly back up.
Yep.
But the thing is, if you drop down too soon, the turtle doesn't break the brick.
Yeah.
So you got to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And there's a time limit.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks so
Yeah.
bad. See, because I always cloud that board.
Exactly.
Always.
I know.
1,000%.
100%.
Challenge fucking accepted. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm
You know what? I even do it with you.
I'm so ready for this, bro. Because bro, I literally I would get up to the 8. It would take me 2 days. You know?
Yeah, they just did the update on Super Mario 3, so there you go.
Bro, I mean, I've for my first challenge of our podcast was the second one.
The second one because you never finished it.
Never
Yeah.
beat it. I beat it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat this motherfucker.
All right.
Easily.
Okay.
Easily. I might die a million times, but I'm gonna have over 100 lives.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have pages and pages and pages of shit because I don't use nothing.
Okay.
Because I don't die.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I really don't.
You just said that you're gonna die a million
up to
times.
that part, up to that point. But that's like
Yeah,
because in the 8th world there's like 4 levels in the 8th
No, it's
world.
more than that.
No, I mean like there's four maps in the
Yeah.
8th world that you
Yeah.
got to go through.
Yeah.
The one with hand,
Yeah.
the lava one. Like
Yeah.
I know that world like
Uh-huh.
the back of my fucking hand, bro. Like it really did.
So I only did that because Mario 3 just got an update.
Mario
so,
3 is my favorite
I
game
know.
ever.
I
Why
want-
wouldn't I do it?
So I'm gonna have you be tortured by your favorite game of the world.
I'll take it. And a challenge.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Accepted.
So my challenge is, what is it? Batman and Robin, Adventures of Batman and Robin. Your challenge is Super Mario 3 100%ing.
Yeah, you know it's crazy because I'm looking at eBay right now,
Yeah.
and these fucking games. Oh shit! Maybe I should have bought that one. No, you know, The one that I bought is the higher bit one.
Okay.
Because there is the 16-bit. There's,
Yeah.
there's, and then I also want like a good casing and covering.
Okay.
There's some that are ripped off.
Yeah, because it was the cardboard case.
Yeah, so it's like, at least I got something like bang for the buck.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right, so mine's Venture Batman and Robin. Yours is Mario 3, 100%.
That's easy.
Okay. See
Hey,
how
that's-
easy
bro,
it is.
That's fucking easy.
Because
to
you
me.
had a lot of concern for one stage already.
It's
so.
just one, but that's everything else besides that. I'm cool with. I've
Okay.
done it before.
Okay.
That's how I know how shitty that part is because
Yeah.
I've done it.
So it has to be done.
It will be done, and I will take a picture
Yeah.
of that moment to prove to you. I'll take a picture of each whistle
Okay.
to prove that I have it.
Yeah.
Because at the end, in the end credits, you're not going to see that.
No, you see the last stage or so.
You know what I mean? But I will get all three
Mm-hmm.
whistles, which I know.
You just show the
First
map.
whistle's first board. Second whistle's the fucking the top right of the fucking sand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
There's 2 in the first stage.
yeah, there's two. It's the castle
Mm-hmm.
and behind the screen
Yeah.
in the third world.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. Yeah, and then the sand.
Yeah.
Top right, you have to use the
Yeah.
fucking hammer. to
You
get
just
through.
had honestly, you just have to show me the map. I could tell if you showed me the
Bro,
map.
I'm just gonna take a picture of it all.
All right.
You know, obviously, if you see the map, you know
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the fucking
Yeah.
mushroom house.
Yeah.
And fucking do it.
Exactly.
Bro, this is, and you know what? I'm gonna play it on the Nintendo. I ain't even gonna play it on the Switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it on the Nintendo
Okay.
or Super Nintendo. Mario All Stars. Actually, no. You think the Switch has the original?
That's the Mario Stars.
I'd rather the original.
They have the original.
because
There's an NES
the
one.
Mario All Stars is an updated version of it. Like
It's a
the
prettier
graphics
version.
are different.
It's
So-
the same game though.
But I don't know if the Switch.
They have the original one.
But because I just saw the update.
So they have the NES one. That's
But they
the-
also have Mario All Stars on there. I've
yeah.
seen that.
So Mario All Stars is part
But
of
I
the
want
SNES
the
one.
NES version.
So it's in the NES.
I'm gonna do the NES version.
Okay. All right.
I like that. I like that idea. That's
All
cool.
So
Because that's right in my wheelhouse, baby. I'm
There you
gonna
go.
get it done.
I'll give you an easy one. So now your choice is going to get thinner as the cast goes on.
Hey, listen, man. I'm trying to.
I'm trying to get you to play Donkey Kong. That's the one. I'm trying to
I
get
mean, do you want me to play it? I'll
No,
play it.
Mario 3 is fine.
I'll play Donkey Kong Country. I have it for the for the Super Nintendo.
It's
I have
also
it.
on the Switch as well.
I have two of them.
You'll
I got
get-
Donkey Kong
yeah.
2 and Country.
You'll get to it.
Eventually,
You'll get to it.
you'll eventually have to do Bubble Bobble at one point.
Yeah,
which
I love
haven't done
Bubble
it.
Bobble.
You'll have to do Renegade at one point. Just I'm not trying to.
I'm not like Renegade. I liked, but I just like it's a fast game. I'll finish that game in like not that long.
I don't want to stump you sometimes. I want
It's
you
not a
just
stump.
to go back.
Yeah.
Like, hence the reason why I gave you the No Mercy.
Yeah.
I wanted you to open up your N64 that you just bought
Yeah,
and play one of your favorite games ever.
yeah. Renegade. It was
To
just
feel like a kid
yeah.
again.
I wanted something that had some more oomph to it, I guess, because Renegade I could go through it pretty fast.
Yeah. Renegade is fun.
Batman and Robin is hard,
I know it is.
but I
know
love
for
it.
a fact.
I like games like that, and I'm actually really good. Was
Googled
really good at that.
before
yeah.
this the toughest
Yeah.
Sega games to play.
I finished that game,
And there
when
was
I
a couple
kid.
games that I never even heard. And you want to know what's funny? Comic Zone is on that list
Yeah.
of the top 15.
Because a lot of people don't know the patterns.
hardest games.
A lot of people
You know
don't
what I
know
mean?
like what to do.
And that was one of the first games. Like I think it was like the second or the
Yeah,
third
and I won that
for a
one.
challenge. But yeah, no, I'm excited.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up. This is the Gamer Rage podcast. You can follow us. Easiest way to follow us is on Red Cycle Inc. on Spotify. You can get all our podcasts on there. Shell Shock, the Not a Trekkie podcast, the Morphin Cast, the Gamer Rage, the Guess What SREP podcast, and the Wrestling Babble. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Mark with the Mic. Follow Red Cycle Inc. on YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter. They have a WordPress and SoundCloud and YouTube. All Red Cycle Inc. Also, shout outs to Mike, our producer. He makes our shows all pretty and sounding, and he always gets a shout out here.
course.
And follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me at Tenacious T RC Inc. on Twitter. You can also follow me on my personal Instagram page at T_DA_tots. TOTS. You can follow our Red Cyclone Inc. Debate the Greats music page on Instagram, where we bring two artists, two bands together, and we discuss whose preference of the choice between the two not to discredit, but to just to see and generate a conversation of who do you prefer better. Always a shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island. Stationed in 2 places, one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown, satisfying all your retro video game needs. Every game that we have discussed on this platform of Games of Rage podcast, they have. If you're a card collector, if you're a toy collector, if you're just an enthusiast that wants to go there and talk to people about video games, that's the place to go. Shouts out to Tristan, shouts out to Jay. Shout out to Mind of an Artist, our boy Jerry, created his own clothing line called Drugs and Demons. Go to drugsandDemons.com. They right now he has a really nice clothing line out. Everything is sold out, so he's doing extremely good. Everything's on back order, so you can go and holler at him. You can hit us up in the comments and request things if you like, and we could get you a possible discount of maybe 10 to 15%. Shouts out to the Max. Love to the Max. Shouts out to Sal, the Bearded Yeti. Follow him on Twitch.
He's not drunk anymore.
He's not drunk anymore. He should get drunk. I like him better when he's drunk. Follow him on Twitch. A very talented video gamer. Shouts out to Alvin, who
had a birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Happy birthday to
His
you.
son's birthday.
Happy birthday to you as well.
Thank you.
I know in our Not a Trekkie podcast, that got cut off at that one point in time.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to you. Toast to you, brother.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm out of beer. How about I toasted it anyway?
And always remember, fuck Zordon. Stop feeding Splinters sashimi and stop feeding Jinkies sandwiches.
I mean, if you guys do run into him and buy him a sandwich, that's a good look. But let him take a bite and then smack it out of his hand.
Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to have it. It's going to get to a point that Zordon, Splinter, and Jinky's going to have a 3-way fight for a sandwich.
Zordon can't eat, but he needs to stop watching people out.
I want to see him punch him in somewhere.
And Zordon in the comic book is just as creepy as he is in in the show.
Exactly. All right. Peace out, laters, and
tune in next time.